been slain.
Meng Ya loves his Metcraft gun. With it, he created an effective and satisfying combat style all his own. This is Meng Ya's passive. It allows him to speed up skill cooldowns by increasing his attack speed. He also gains anger whenever his basic attack and skill 1 hit a target. At max anger, he enters the excited state, enhancing all of his skills. Surplus anger gets converted to health recovery. Skill 1 is Meng Ya's main damage output skill. Hold down the skill button to unleash a scatter shot on enemies in the path of his bullets, dealing damage. In the excited state, his bullets are affected by his attack speed and gain a pierce effect, dealing 50% damage to subsequent enemies. This skill has a longer range than his basic attack, making it great for attacking towers from a distance. Meng Ya's skill 2 slows enemies. He can fire it in the target direction, dealing higher damage to the first enemy it hits. If the round hits an obstacle or reaches the end of its range, it splits into shells that can ricochet off walls. This skill is enhanced when Meng Ya is in the excited state, increasing the number of shells the round splits into. Meng Ya's ultimate can hit targets from ultra long range. Hold the skill button to channel the skill. While the ultimate is being channeled, Meng Ya gains a fairly high movement speed bonus. Meng Ya's ultimate fires missiles at enemies that take damage from his teammates within range while the ultimate is being channeled. When multiple missiles hit a single enemy, subsequent hits deal less damage. In the excited state, subsequent missiles are fired at shorter intervals. This is a commonly used skill combo for Meng Ya. He leads with his ultimate to build anger and enter the battlefield with a movement speed boost. He then follows up with skill 2 to slow and hold enemies, then uses the scatter shot from skill 1 and the missiles from the ultimate to continuously deal damage, as well as quickly get to full anger. Next, he uses a basic attack to continue poking enemies, and finishes off with skill 1 once its cooldown is complete. This skill combo is typically used for quick assistance and chasing enemies. Meng Ya can use the ultimate's movement speed boost and charge up and skill 2 slow effect to kite or close in on the enemy. Then use skill 1 to fire a sustained scatter shot. Once Meng Ya is in the excited state, he can use the enhance effect of skill 1 and a basic attack to maximize his damage output. Meng Ya can use skill 1 against minions to quickly build up to max anger while laning, then use his basic attacks to keep at max anger. Once his skills are off cooldown, he can use enhanced skills 1 and 2 to deal continuous damage output. He can also make use of the recovery effect from being at max anger to trade blows with enemies. Once he unlocks his ultimate at level 4, he can use it to close in on the enemy quickly, then use skills 1 and 2 to deal burst damage and quickly defeat them. By doing so, he can open up the farm lane. Before teamfights, Meng Ya can build anger by fighting minion waves or monsters. Once a teamfight begins, he can work with his team's frontline to crowd control and poke enemies before raining down fire on them with his ultimate and skill 1. Keep in mind, Meng Ya doesn't have any dash skills, so if an enemy dashes at him, he can use skill 2 to slow them, then use the movement speed boost from his ultimate to get away. Meng Ya should focus on farming in the early game. Once he unlocks his ultimate at level 4, he can start quickly building anger. Then he can make use of his recovery effect he gains at max anger to challenge the enemy head-on and take the advantage in his lane. After this, he can use his ultimate to assist teammates and build up gold. In the mid to late game, a full set of equipment and his high attack speed and critical hit bonuses strengthen both his damage and his sustained combat capabilities. By dealing damage and crowd control alongside his teammates, he can help his team clinch victory more quickly.
Don't worry, there's enough for everyone! This is more than a simple disagreement! Words can be more hurtful than bullets!